Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin mommy, and I'm here on Monday, October 26th, I think, and I'm here for a quick stitching update. I have Cinnamon with me. She's not quite sure she wants to be here, but I thought I would bring her up because she was wanting to be on my lap, and she couldn't quite yet be on my lap because I have to come make a video and show what I have been stitching this week. So if you see a tail walking around, that's who that is. So this week was not very stitchy. I mean, it was a little bit stitchy, but not what I planned. And I kind of expected it might be weird because I knew it was going to be busy. So, I had 3 main goals for stitching this week, and I finished one. One of the projects I didn't get to at all. And one of them was just a tiny bit of stitching on it. So that's life. I knew it was going to be a busy week, and this week I think will be a little bit less crazy. Saturday will be busy, but I think the rest of the week will be fairly normal. So here's hoping for a little bit more stitching this week, but that's okay. I worked on my diamond painting as well last night, just because I just kind of wasn't feeling like stitching. When you're tired, sometimes you just don't want to stitch. So there was that going on too sometimes. I started in on another 10 block deep row on the diamond painting I'm doing for my mom, but I didn't get it done. So I'm thinking I'll show it to you whenever I get another strip finished, because it's more fun to see the finished thing when there's gaps in there. It doesn't quite look right because there's color on the sticky pad that doesn't always exactly match the color of the little bead that goes on there. So I'll just wait and show you when the strip is finished, maybe next week. So I have a little bit of stuff from the Fat Quarter Shop. I'll show that at the end because there's some quilting stuff in there too. So if that's not everybody's jam, I'll wait on that. So what I worked on this week, what I did get to work on, I'll start with my travel stitching. I did a little bit, finally got to my tree yesterday, so I got caught up on that again. So here's my temperature tree. You can find this in my shop. I wish you could see her when she comes by to say hi, but I don't quite know. You have to go really low to be able to see her. Anyways, so it has been more fall weather around here, which has been really nice. Finally. So here is this compared to last time. This is on 28 count even weave, light blue from Hobby Lobby, and it's 1/1. And I finished out this past week's petals. This last one is 67, so even colder than I had been predicted a week ago. So pretty fun. Finally got another blue leaf in there. It had been quite a while. So it's kind of fun when you live somewhere that you feel like doesn't have seasons as most, you know, the typical snow and sun and flowers and fall leaves, you know, the whole thing. We don't have very distinct seasons, but we do have a change in the weather and a change in seasons, even though it's mild. So that's what's fun about picking the correct temperature range for your area, is if you have a more mild area and the range of highs in your area is not as broad, you just pick a symbol key to follow that's not as broad, and then you'll have fewer temperatures per color, and you'll get through most of them, at least throughout the year. If you live in an area that has really wide temperatures throughout the year, then pick one like that, and then eventually also you'll have more temperatures per color, but you'll again get to all of them, and it'll show your seasons. And that's kind of what's fun about these temperature designs. You pick a symbol key that fits you where you live, and hopefully you'll get most of the colors. Sometimes the ones on the ends don't get used if it's an atypical year, but that's the goal anyways, is to be able to use most of the colors. So, and it's fun to see that even somewhere like Southern California, where you think, well, you don't have a winter, it's like summer all year round, and it's really not. But the changes are just more subtle. And so it's not until you do something like this that you really notice, yeah, there is some differences and it does change. So it's kind of interesting. Icky. So my other one, I didn't work on a ton, but I did work on it a little bit, is the number 4 in the Prem Stitch series. This is put out by Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet. It's an It's So Emma design that you can find at the Fat Quarter Shop. And I have another one of these. So if you want to be in a drawing for this, wait until the end of the video and I'll show that. Here is where I got on mine this week. Not very much. So I had wanted to change his patch. So I did that, and it's more of just a hashtag type look. And I put in more blue. There's no stitching in the very center, which you probably can't tell the details on the camera, but if you were to look through, you'd see fabric, which kind of would be like a bare knee on the inside. And I think it looks a little bit more farmer-like. And I did notice when I had picked this out and then went to go back, I stitched this and realized I had the suspender color wrong anyways. So I ripped that out, redid that. He looks a little bit like a ninja. Instead of a farmer, that's the band on his hat. But when the hat was not there, his face was not there, he looked like a ninja. And then I added the face, and now he looks a little bit like E.T. So anyways, whew, he'll look better, more like a farmer when I get him more completed. But I didn't get a whole lot done on that, but I'll keep plugging away as I have time. I did do a little bit on Iris, but not for the last couple days. I did 3 days on Iris, and then I just got too busy. I thought I did more on Thursday and Friday, but I just missed the weekend, but I guess not. I don't have anything written down for those days, so. Here it is. It got to be where if I had time to stitch, I wanted to get to my main project, because I just felt like I wasn't meeting my goal and I just wanted to get it done, so I put other things aside. So here is Quick Stitch Iris. It's a Heaven and Earth design. It was actually my first Heaven and Earth design that I started, and it languished for a long time because I was doing 2/1 full crosses on 25 count, which is what they recommend, or at least they used to, and that's very much too thick for my personal taste. So I didn't really like stitching on it. I didn't know why. And then when I found Flosstube and realized a lot of people like 1/1 on 25 count, I thought, huh, maybe I should try that. Maybe that's why I don't like stitching on this. And I restarted it, and now I really like it. So if there's a project you have that you're not loving, take a look at it and see if it's the fabric or the thread thickness, or, you know, thread type, whatever it is, and maybe make some adjustments and see if you might like it better. So sometimes it works. Sometimes you just gotta plod through, but sometimes it works. So this is where I'm at now. It's actually been a long time. Don't remember exactly what I did. I think I worked on green. I think I worked on this here and some in here. Because there was a little bit of green over here. String. So greens and grays, I think, is what will probably be different. So I worked on this. I'm hoping to get this finished next year. So I was going to work on it 60 stitches a day next year for a challenge. And so I thought I'd start working on it like that now to kind of get in the habit. And some days I can't, but I think because it is somewhat of a good habit, and it's, if I can get more on it on some days, then that makes up for other days. And I'm sure it'll fit in with some prompts once in a while. Cinnamon's sitting on my lap right now, so I can't move as much. Let's see. Maybe you can see her. She's way down here. Anyways. Doesn't really work very well, so sorry about that. But she's so cute. I like having her here. Okay. So, let's see, my main project this week, what I really wanted to get my goal done on was Mayflower Rose Ornament. And I want to get this done by the second week in November for the Mayflower, the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower landing. I think it would be fun to finish it by then. And so I really only have 2 weeks now to finish. So I really wanted to get all this green finished. And I knew that was the biggest color left. And so having that as a goal for only 2 days was already, I knew it would be too much. But it ended up taking me 4.5 days to get it all done. But I thought it was important. So I went ahead and did it. And it may have killed my stitchy bug a little bit just because I just kept coming back to it. But I felt like I wanted to as well at the same time. So I am happy that I got it done. And I am going to try to work on this again this week. So here is where it's at now. This is on tea and coffee dyed even weave. And it's 28 count. I have done the ship is on 1/1, and then the rest of it is 2/2 with my personal fancy floss conversion. This green I used is Spanish Moss by Color and Cotton. And I really love the colors I chose. They're all very pretty. The light blue is Capri by Color and Cotton. The water is Bell Bottoms by Color and Cotton. And the white, I believe, is Almond by Color and Cotton. And yeah, so that's nice. So I think this week I'll work on the roses, the darker red. If I have time, maybe I'll do the little pink flowers too, but I don't want to burn out on it because I do like working on it, but I don't want to let it I don't want to wait too long either. So I'm kind of torn, but I have a lot of things that I but I have a lot of things towards the end of the week that are for other people's birthdays and such that are single day things. So I could work on this mostly the first part of the week for 3 days, but I also have, yeah, maybe I'll just do 2 days, and then however far I get is how far I get, because there's another project from the Cross Stitch Township group that I think I want to work on that doesn't fit with any of the other things I was planning to do. But I thought it would be fun to work on it, and so I need a day for that too. So anyways, it'll make sense later. I'm a little bit here and there and everywhere right now, but I did not work at all on Mini Bird Song. That's the one I was planning to do 500 stitches, which may not have been a problem on a normal week, but not this week. So that's what this one looks like, and I had wanted to work on this for the Russia Around the World Challenge, and I thought about maybe working on it this week, but I still want to work on the Mayflower ornament and this other project for the township group, so I figured I'll just pass. I already did one project for Russia. I worked on my largest whip to go along with the largest country, and that's good. So I already participated once. I'll just let that one slide, and maybe it'll come up again in later if I feel like putting more time into it. So for now, I just didn't do anything on that one. But my son's piece, the Dragon Ride, came up for just the once a month that I like to work on it. And I had put my goal again is 500 stitches. I got maybe 100, and I worked a little bit in the man, which seemed fun to do that, and didn't get nearly as much done as I had wanted to, but here's, you may not be able to see the difference side to side, but here he is. I did like 2 colors. I finished out 2 colors in his hair and his boot. I was hoping to get to his skin as well, but then I decided I was just done stitching. I'd rather diamond paint with my last few minutes of stitching time. So I will work on him some more, probably the next time I pull this out, because that'd be fun to get him to look a little bit more detailed as I'm going. Kind of like how I like to have the faces on my fancy ladies finished as I'm working on them. I have the dragon's head done, so now I need to get the man's head done. So I'm trying to think. I'm still a little bit discombobulated. And I want to take the time here because I'm remembering now. 2 videos ago, I shared my uncertainty, I guess, my lack of confidence in my design style for the new patterns in my Etsy shop that are a collaboration with my niece and I. And I feel like I'm drawn to the style with an outline and some fractional stitches to fill in the back stitching. And that's not the most popular style right now. And I hesitated at how to go about designing things because of that. And I'm really thankful for all of the kind responses that I got to that video. It was very heartwarming, very encouraging to hear all of you say, just stay true to myself, just design what I love. If I love it, it'll show in the product and someone out there will like it too. Not everybody likes the blocky Prem style, even though that's the most popular thing right now. So I am hoping to, in the future, do a little, a separate series that's does not have backstitching, and that would be fun to do with her, to do one series like that. But it did give me confidence to move forward with designing, and so I'm very excited. My niece is very excited. We got to talk again in person on Saturday, and I got to show her the physical models that the one I finished and then the one that I'm starting that's a secret from you still. And she was very excited to see all of that in person because she had only seen pictures so far. So it's been really fun. So thank you for all that encouragement, and I will do what I can as I have time, and hopefully you guys like it. So let's see. So going forward, this week, I believe I will work on Mayflower rose ornament for 2 days to try to get some flowers finished. I don't have a rock solid goal on that one this week because it doesn't fit any prompts. So I'll just probably start on the red roses and see how far I can get. And then there's a prompt in the Cross Stitch Township group that says to work on something that you would take with you on a desert island. And obviously you would want something big because you would want something that would last a while, because if it's the only thing you got to stitch, you want to be able to stitch for a while. So I thought about it, and the first one that came into my mind was a stitching shelf because it's really big and has all the little vignettes so it wouldn't get boring. But then I thought this one would be my favorite to bring with me on a desert island because it is still fairly big. But when it's done, it would remind me of my family. So, because this one reminds me of my family. Me, my favorite color is pink. My husband, his favorite color is blue. My oldest son, his favorite color is green. My middle son, his favorite color is orangey yellow. And my daughter's favorite color is purple. So it is us in a nutshell. And so I thought this would be really nice to take with me on a desert island because it would take a long time to finish. And it reminds me of my family. And I haven't worked on this in a while. So this is on Picture This Plus Glacier, 28 count, Lugana. And that's pretty accurate color back there. It's like a blue-green color. And here's my start. I have some of the Daddy Owl started. So this is 1/1 on 28 count Lugana. I believe I'm doing this full crosses. Yeah. Because there's no background, so I figured that would look better with full cross than half cross. So that's my start. So I don't have a particular goal that I set necessarily because I'm still kind of feeling a little bit not stitchy. Like I want to be able to spend time on my model stitch. I want to be able to organize, and I want to be able to diamond paint. And so and maybe even do some more charting on my Celtic Ladies collage that I'm working on. So there's things I want to do. So I'm thinking maybe 200 stitches might be a better goal for this one. So maybe I'll do that. If I get more, I get more, but I don't want to beat myself up if I can't make it. So there's that one, and I'll work on that for 1 or 2 days. So we'll see. Let's see. Probably just, yeah, I could work on it some more on Sunday if I wanted to, but probably just one main day, I think. And then I have Colette's birthday sale on the 29th. She's going to start the drawn thread pattern, Those Who Sing, and I got this design for my birthday, as I've mentioned, and so I thought, it's her birthday. I got this from her birthday. I have to do it. So I put together the remnant of my mushroom slushy fabric that will be, I'm also working on this. This one is Trick or Treat Fairy. We'll work on this week too, but I got the remnant for this. I'll work on that, pull some threads, possibly the day of. We'll see how that goes. And give this a go. So I'll get this started on Thursday, which is kind of a bummer. There's a pop-up challenge in the Cross Stitch Township group that is to stitch on something with words, but it's a Wednesday only challenge. I'm like, but I'm working on this on Thursday. Anyways, but in Wednesday, the Mayflower rose ornament has numbers, but not words. And the owl doesn't have any words. So I'm like, I guess I'll miss that one. But this one would have been perfect. Because not very many of my designs have words. So I thought that was like just one day away. The next day, on the 30th, is a lady in the Cross Stitch Township group, which is a closed Facebook group. Her birthday Sal is wanting to do, my cat wants out. Just a minute, Key. She wants to stitch out something Christmassy. So the last time I participated in a Christmas birthday Sal, I worked on my Advent animals, and then I got obsessed with it and finished the first one. So, and that was this one, the Kitty Kitty. And so I thought I'd work on these again. I briefly considered working on my heirloom nativity sampler, but I'm kind of not in the mood for that right now. I don't want to get it out just for one day. And this one may only get one day because the next day is Halloween. So I want to work on something else on Halloween. So I'll be working on Peter Polar Bear and his Coco. I love Coco. And he's got a little mug there. So I'll be working on this one on the 30th. And it's also very nice and simple, so it's not going to be too strenuous. I need a little bit more relaxing stitching this week. So this is my start on Peter Polar Bear. Very small start, but it's all of that dark green. And these, I got a lot of questions on these last time. I believe it's 4 inches by 4.5 inches on 18 count light blue Aida and 2 strands. I like 2 strands on 18 count. Just the DMC called for threads. So that's that one. And I'll work on that for Joan's birthday sale. And then it's Halloween, and I actually have a Halloween pattern this year, so I thought I need to stitch on it. So here's Trick or Treat Fairy that I started on someone else's birthday sale, Heidi's birthday sale on the 14th. So I got bodice done and hair, so I think this time I'll work on her face and maybe some more hair, you know, because I like to work from starting with the head. Start in the middle, work to the top, and get the head done. And this also will probably work good for a prompt in the township group showing my preferred method of stitching, because this is what I like to do on all my fancy ladies. I like to start in the middle, work my way up, and then finish the face. So I think that'll be pretty easily to observe on this one. So this is a mushroom slushy 32 count even weave by Fabric Flare, and it's got like splotches of tan. So that's my start, and I will work on that for one day. And then after that it will be Sunday. So on Sunday I'll either finish up anything that needs to get finished up. I'll work on my travel stitching, most likely my temperature tree and my Prem stitch series, and then I will work on probably the rest of my diamond painting. So hopefully I'll get that strip done to show you next week. So I think that's all of my stitching for this week. Hopefully this week will be a little bit more interesting than last week, because last week it did feel weird to work on the same project for 5 days in a row. That's not like me. Especially when I had other things I wanted to get to. That was a little more of the disheartening thing than spending a lot of time on one piece. Was more just by spending that much time on one piece, I couldn't get to my other pieces. So that's what I didn't like about that. So here is the things I got from the Fat Quarter Shop, which was quite a bit more than I was expecting. They send these little scissor ID tags, which I thought was kind of interesting. They're 3 different colors, and you can put them on your scissors with these icons on them that say thread, fabric, or paper, maybe in case you have scissors that look similar, then you know what you're supposed to use it for. And my scissors for these different types of things look very different. They're stored in different places, so I'm not necessarily sure I would use these, but I could see them being helpful, especially if you have people in your house who don't know the difference. There's this pattern, Hey Pumpkin, which is cute. I think this was their Stitch Quarterly pattern for October, or the fall quarter, I guess. I could see this being really pretty done in variegated floss too. And maybe if you do that vine and beads, that could be fun. Let's hold off on that one. They had some, and the rest of this is quilty, so it was kind of interesting. Here is a quilt pattern by Priscilla and Chelsea, which is fun. I guess they branched out into quilts. So this is probably made with their own fabric, because I think they have a line of fabric now too. So this is called Plaid Farmhouse with pinwheels, so that's cute. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these quilt things yet. Here's another one, Prim and Proper. And this is by Lori Holt, and it's got this really pretty flower one here in the middle. And if I were to quilt again, I think I might do that. I really like that because it's not super geometrical. It's got a lot of interest and differences, and this is not applique, it's actually pieced. So I might actually have to try that one. So anyways, this is a fun, it's like a spiral bound book. It's got lots of pretty pictures inside for, you know, the different ways you can use the pattern. So that one's a fun one. I definitely might do that one. I'm thinking about, I think I might pass a stash on this one. So if you would like this, it's a quilt pattern, it's not cross stitching. Say quilt, I guess. So you would like the quilt pattern, and we'll do a giveaway for this one. If you're overseas, I'll probably take this plastic off just so it fits in the envelope better, but I'll ship it anywhere. So if you would like the quilt pattern, say quilt somewhere in your comment, be 18 or over, and don't say giveaway or winner or drawing or any of those words that invite trolls. So that'll be a giveaway. And the other giveaway will be my extra copy now of the number 4, Kindness and Generosity, since I already have one. So we'll say kindness. If you would like to stitch this one, say kindness in your comment. And yeah, so those are the 2 giveaways for today. And I'll draw those next week. Quilt and kindness. And you could do either one. And then these were interesting. I have never seen paper piecing that's like in rectangles and stuff, but I guess if you have strips, these are some interesting things you can do. There was these big foundation paper piecing books for making these log cabin style quilts, and they have paper in them like this. So I guess you somehow stitch on the paper, maybe? I actually have no idea. I've heard of paper piecing, I just haven't looked into it very much, so that one's interesting. I'll have to look into that some more. So I think that's everything for today. So yeah, two giveaways, quilt and kindness. Use the keywords in the comment and I will draw those next week. And then Cinnamon is like, let me out. So I will let you go so I can let her out, and hopefully you will have a nice week stitching and enjoying your family and all the good things. So until next time, happy stitching. Bye.